If your job feels stable right now, don't treat that as proof you are safe. Stability is not always evidence that you are advancing. Sometimes it's evidence the system has stopped imagining you differently. Nothing is wrong, and that's the problem. Because stagnation doesn't feel like failure. It feels like relief. And relief is how careers quietly stop changing. Refactoring Work explores how careers actually evolve, the incentives, constraints, and hidden systems that shape what actually happens at work. Stability and stagnation look identical from the outside. The work is familiar. The expectations are clear. People trust you. You ship. You are not in trouble. It looks like you've arrived. The difference is structural. Stability is when the system is reliable and your options are expanding. Stagnation is when the system is reliable and your options are narrowing. Both feel calm, but only one is moving. Early progress is noisy. New tools, new environments, new mistakes, new growth. Then eventually the noise fades. You stop fighting for credibility. You become the safe pair of hands. The environment stops changing around you. And that calm feels earned. In a way, it is. But calm can also be the moment your trajectory stops being negotiated. When a system stabilizes around you, it becomes expensive to move you. So stability can turn into a kind of success that stops asking, what comes next? Every stable role contains a quiet contract. The system gives you predictability. You give the system continuity. You hear it in small sentences that sound like praise. Can you take this one? You're the only person who really knows it. You say yes because you can, because it feels good to be needed. But that sentence is also a design decision. It's the system routing dependency through you. And once dependency forms, the system stops asking, what else could this person become? It starts asking, how do we keep this person available? That's when stability becomes a holding pattern. Reliability is one of the most rewarded traits in any organization, and it creates a loop. You solve hard problems consistently, so you get assigned more hard problems. Same category, same domain, same boundary. Your expertise deepens. Your surface area does not. You become exceptional at work the organization already knows how to hand you. That can be a strength. It can also be a trap. Because you're not failing. You're being utilized. And over time, being highly utilized can make you harder to move, harder to broaden, and strangely, harder to advance. Depth is real value. Deep expertise is not the problem. The problem is depth without expansion. Depth is getting better inside a boundary. Movement is changing the boundary. Depth improves output. Movement changes trajectory. People aren't stuck because they lack skill. They're stuck because their skill is perfectly matched to a narrow slice of the system, and the system likes it that way. Stagnation rarely announces itself. It shows up as repetition you stopped questioning. Same meetings, same decisions, same emergencies, new week. And then you hear a sentence that quietly delays your future. We should get you into something bigger after this quarter. After this quarter becomes after this launch. After this launch becomes after the reorg. Your future is always scheduled immediately after the current emergency. Nothing is hostile. Nothing is broken. But your scope doesn't move. Your reputation stabilizes. But your options don't expand. Here's the simplest way to separate stability from stagnation. Optionality. Healthy stability increases the number of directions you can move. Stagnation reduces them. If your role makes you more portable, you're growing. If your role makes you more specific to this one system, you're narrowing. This is the confusion that catches competent people. Dependency feels like importance, but dependency is fragility. Leverage is when your value travels. If your value only works here, it isn't leverage. It's containment. Comfort has a cost. Comfort reduces exploration. Exploration is where trajectory changes. When everything is stable, you stop practicing uncertainty. You stop volunteering for work that isn't fully scoped. You stop speaking early in rooms where the answer isn't obvious. You stop taking cross-functional problems that might expose your limits. Not because you're lazy, because you've adapted. And the system will happily reward that adaptation until the system changes. Then the same predictability that kept you safe becomes inertia. Ask yourself this: is your current stability expanding your future options or protecting your current position? If you got a new manager, a strategy shift, or a reorg, would your value travel with you? Or is it tightly bound to this one context? This isn't about panic. It's about accurate modeling. Because stability without optionality is not safety. It's just stillness. Stability isn't the enemy, but stability can become a ceiling if it stops expanding your options. Nothing being wrong is not evidence you're progressing. It's sometimes evidence that you've stopped moving. That's the trap. Comfort gets mistaken for health. Predictability gets mistaken for momentum. And by the time that confusion becomes obvious, a lot of people have already surrendered years to it. Refactoring isn't an emergency action. It's a deliberate one. This is refactoring work.